It's a secret society. All they ask is trust. Blessings, people. I'm Magnetic Intuition. Thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. You understand what I'm saying? But for now, I have a topic for you. See, it's a beautiful day. The sun is all in my camera, so excuse the blur. Excuse any distractions that may come while I'm doing this video, because I told you about the weirdos already. But let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about religion, right? One of the most feared topics to talk about in the world, right? And I could understand why, right? So the only thing I could do is tell you about my experience and what's happened to me, right? So growing up, I grew up in my uncle's church. He's a Christian pastor, right? And my father, he always used to send us to church, right? But you'll never see him in church. It's always the funniest thing to me. He always sent us to church, but he never went to church. Even though it's his own brother church, right? So I grew up in a Christian church. Sometimes I liked going to church, sometimes I didn't, right? We enjoyed the singing, right? We enjoyed the songs. That was the best part of church for us, right? Joining the songs, right? I mean, enjoying the songs, right? Because I gotta admit, when you grow up in a melanated church, a black church, African American church, etc., there's a type of soul in there that's like no other, right? And I'm sure people could say the same thing for their culture, right? It's all good, right? We all have a feeling when we're in church, right? So, growing up in a Christian church, I could never honestly say that I was a Christian, right? But what I could say was I went to church, right? And there's many others like that, right? They could say they went to church, but they can't say they're actual Christians. For many reasons, right? So I always identified as being non-religious, right? Or being spiritual, right? At least when spiritual became a thing, right? When people started talking that way, that's how I identified myself, right? So here's the thing. When I started traveling, I went to Africa. I went to Tanzania in general, in particular. A friend of mine, her brother, mentioned to me, hey, you can't be coming to Africa telling people that you're not religious. And I just listened, I'm this type of person. I just like to listen. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna hear what you gotta say. Was I shocked? Not necessarily, but I just listened to what he said, right? So I didn't know exactly where he was going with it, but he just kept it like that, and then we just moved on to the next topic, right? So let's fast forward. Let's say I think that was in like 2019. So we get to 2023, and now I'm being attacked and harassed by Satanic Secret Society cults, right? Freemasons, Eastern Stars, Illuminati, the government, right? And the reason why I'm being attacked is not only because I know so much and the fact that they tried to kill me so many times and Spirit had told me, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. But another reason is because I didn't believe in religion, right? So religion, for the most part, in all truth, is government control. Now, when I say that, I can only speak on the U.S., okay? I've been to Ethiopia, and I know Ethiopia has the oldest Christian Bible in existence, right? So, there's a big difference here. When I speak on religion, I'm not talking about Ethiopia. I'm not talking about Israel. You understand what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the east part of the world. The east part of the world is the oldest part of the world. We're not talking about that part, right? We're talking about the West, America in particular, right? Religion is all about control. Now, at the end of the day, right? If you take religion and you truly are for the Most High Yahweh, then please don't get offended. It's not necessary. You know that you believe in your Creator. And if you want to stick with religion, it's all good. I'm just telling you the truth on what's really going on out here. Blessings. You understand? And why do I say that? Because when I was being attacked, the first place that these cults wanted to send me was the church. You know why? Because I made a video on this. I mentioned and talked about the Freemason pastors, right? Right? Which means that a lot of the cult pastors are Christian pastors, right? So keep that in mind, right? This is about control. You understand what I'm saying? Even in this video, I'm not talking about, like I said, I'm not talking about the people that are in the religions that believe in the Most High, the Creator, Yahweh, right? Even you, I'm not even trying to, like, come at you. I'm trying to tell the people, like, hey, the origin of Western religion is built off control, right? Keeping you in a box so you don't expand your mind, right? Because many of the things that we use today, right? Like astrology, like numerology, tarot. These are spiritual things. These are things that our ancestors had knowledge of, had wisdom about, right? And when you get into religion and you talk about religious people, for the most part, I'm not saying everyone because I don't know everyone, but they talk ill about these things. But in all truth, these are the things that woke me up to defeat the evil. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that they want to keep you away from, because if you open up that door in your life, blessings, then you could defeat the matrix. And these are the things that they don't want. They don't want you to get out the matrix. They don't want you to see through the matrix. You understand what I'm saying? Because they need a middleman there that's your savior, right? So that's when they throw in the Freemason pastor, right? That's a part of satanic cult, right? So just remember, at the end of the day, that it's all about control. And you have a connection with the Most High directly. So just remember that. Don't use it against yourself. Don't worry about anyone trying to cause you pain and trying to shame you over not going to church. If you want to go to church, that's fine. But just remember, if you have a satanic cult pastor as your pastor, do you really need him? Do you really need her as your middleman to get to the Most High? When the Most High, all you have to do is look within, because the Most High is with you. That's just my whole point. Stay blessed, people. Stay motivated. Look within. I'm Magnetic Intuition.